Guys, we're back with Aaron Alexander. If you haven't seen our first video, we made a dope video in Mexico on the beach. And today, Aaron's gonna teach us a little bit more about opening up the hips.
So a very common scenario for people that are stuck inside a chair reality is to have tight hip flexors. So what we're gonna do is break down 3 different techniques to start to open up that space. First thing is going through passive mobility. We'll break down what that is. Then active mobility. And then finally going through kind of an oscillation between the two, contract, relax. So we're gonna start off, all you need is a wall or a couch. Kelly Sawyer calls this the couch stretch. And you're gonna come down, and this is have you, Josh, come down. You put your knee flush up against the wall and have the shin going up. Yep, exactly. So a common issue when people go through any type of hip mobility scenarios is we lack range of motion in the hip, and so then we will steal or borrow that range that we lack in the hip from our lumbar spine, and we'll end up dumping our pelvis forward, we'll end up flaring our ribs forward, and it's not nice. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna keep the ribs tucked down towards the hips the entirety of the motion. And so to start, most people at home, you're probably gonna start with your hands down on the ground for that. So just hang out in this position for a little bit and allow yourself to kind of go in, go out, thinking of opening up that hip more three-dimensionally than just like one A to B line. So allow yourself to explore that full range of motion within the hip. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just first setting up the foundation of keeping the spine in a nice, strong, neutral alignment, and then from there, opening up the hip from that. So this is the passive portion of the stretch. The next portion that we're going to go through, yeah, we're trainers and runners. We're doing a video. Yeah, no worries.
It's okay. You want to say hi?
You're on the video.
You're in the video.
You're in it. Soaking for your whip. My kayak jumped me over. I go good at kayaking.
Oh man.
And it sucks.
Sorry to hear that.
It's okay.
Right.
Have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye.
We'll see ya.
Yeah.
He made the video.
He did the video. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is engage this contract relax exercise or technique. So what we're going to do with that is Josh is going to kick the wall. So you're going to kick about 50, 60, 70% energy and kick about for 5 seconds. So 3, 2, 1. And then on an exhalation, you're going to relax and come back a little bit deeper into that hip range of motion. You're going to do that 3 times. So kick the wall again. Hold that for 5, 4, 3.
Is it moving?
2,
The wall?
1. The wall's not moving yet. 0. And then on an exhalation, relax yourself, go a little bit deeper into that range of motion. So we're acting on these stretch receptors in the hip. Keep the ribs tucked down towards the hips. Good. Keep this length up to the head, all the way up through. Yes, exactly. So you're imagining you're like one line from the top of the head, all the way down to the spine, all the way down to the knee. So that's how we're operating from this range of motion here. You're gonna do it just one more time. Kick. 3, 2, 1, and then relax yourself. And then you're going to bring your spine back down. You put your hands back down on the ground. And you're gonna bring yourself out of that position, maintaining nice sound mechanics as you come out of it. Beautiful. Then as you're gonna come up, you're just gonna shake it out a little bit. Yep. There you
Now I get the pound in it too.
And just swing that leg. Swing it. Yep. Allow that hip just to start to get a little traction. Yeah. Again, remember, no right or wrong way. We're just now at this point, we're just trying to get the body to relax. So finding any places where there's some stuck tension and just allow it to kind of shake out. So now you're gonna do a little thing where you're gonna actually kick the foot. So imagine like you got some water on the bottom of your foot. You're trying to kick that water off the bottom of the foot. And so you want the foot to be kind of like a whip. So you can get to the point where the foot moves so easily that it's just like you're like slinging out a whip. Good. And then the next thing, we're gonna go through a little lunging series. So what you're gonna do is come down, drop, the back leg is gonna go straight back. And you're actively driving straight back, so the back leg is staying straight the whole entire time. You're actively engaging the glutes. You're keeping this length all the way from the hips up through the spine, up to the top of the head. And you're gonna slowly start to drop yourself down. Reach that leg back, 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 back. Beautiful. Keep this position. Gorgeous. So as Josh is in this position, ribs are staying tucked down towards hips, length up through the spine, up through the head. Straighten this leg. Straighten, 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 straighten. Good. Feeling the glutes engaging, keeping the ribs tucked. Gorgeous. Now, mate, while you're in this position, what you can play with now is doing that same contract, relax movement. So Josh can drive this back foot down through the ground as though he's throwing a kick, right? So keep that pressure, pressure, pressure. You're kicking out of the ground, kick it! And then on your exhalation, you can relax, go a little bit deeper, maintaining the ribs tucked down towards the hips, maintaining length up through the head, making sure you're finding contact with the big toes down on the ground so you're not falling off on the side, keeping this knee kind of right on, like not too far in, not too far out. Also being willing to explore in and out because there's no wrong range of motion as long as you're aware of what you're doing. So from here, we're gonna get a little bit dynamic with this lunge, add a new layer to it, and we're gonna allow Josh's knee to drift in front of the toes. So now we're starting to challenge some of this connective tissue in and around the knee. We're starting to challenge this extension of the hip even deeper. We're starting to challenge some of this dorsiflexion in the ankle. And then Josh is gonna slide himself back and we're gonna go challenge the back foot. So we're gonna go straight back. I know this is a lot. Straight back, straight back, straight back. And straighten the front leg. Woo! Driving that back foot down on the ground. And there's like one line, straighten this leg, keep this toe on the ground. Good. So there's one line going all the way up Josh's body. Imagine we're like throwing a punch. Josh is matrixing his way out of the punch. That's dope. Good. And then good. Then take a break. So the full range of motion with that is you're starting off in that deep lunge position, keeping that back leg straight, long, engaging the glutes. One long line from the foot all the way up to the top of the head. Then you can play with exploring, going forward, putting a little bit more energy into the knee, a little bit more focus on that dorsiflexion in the ankle, and then imagining your hips are on a track. You're gonna drop straight back, 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 back. And now I'm putting more pressure down to the toe hinge on the right foot, still challenge that dorsiflexion, and it's really putting a lot more energy into, or contraction, or pressure, or force into the quads in that back foot, and just exploring full range of motion there. That's it! Woo! What do you think?
I feel good, man. I mean, you had me in there for about 3 minutes.
A lot of time.
I was like, is this one of these like wall sits like in PE class, you know?
So the three things that we did. First thing, we're exploring passive mobility. So you're just sitting deep into, in this case, the couch stretch. So you're sitting into it, breathing, using your breath as a tool. So on the exhalation, that's gonna be supportive for elongation. On the inhalation, that's gonna be more activating that sympathetic side of the nervous system, more like you know, you're setting up, you're creating intra-abdominal pressure for a big squat. When you wanna elongate, that's when you're gonna have that long exhalation. The next side is incorporating active mobility. So you're going through, this is kind of like Pails Rails type stuff, right? So you're going through a full range of motion, but you're actively engaging it. The last portion that we touched on was the contract relax. So you're using the tool of passive and active, you're integrating them together. And you can do that with any joint in your whole entire body. Hips is just an obvious one because people spend most of their freaking lives in that position. Bam!
I was just gonna say, like, this is probably the one thing that everyone should be doing, right? So
I don't like the word should, but they could be doing.
They will be doing.
They will be
after watching this. Guys, hope your hips are feeling as good as ours are right now. Aaron, where can people find you?
So jump over to the Align Podcast YouTube page, and we're going to do a complimentary video that goes into integration of hip mobility with Mr. Josh right now.
Right. So after we got done filming this, I taught Aaron a few movements that we could use to incorporate some of this openness that we just gained in the hip into some cool movement flow, some animal style movements that are really fun. So head on over there. It'll be the first link in the description. Comment on the video, let them know that I sent you over, show your boy some love, and enjoy. Cool guys, like the video, drop us a comment, let us know how you're feeling, and subscribe to Strengthside. That's how you end the podcast, huh?
That's how you end the podcast.